If you're a real Warriors fan living in the US, this video is for you. From coast to coast, America is buzzing after last night's game. Steph Curry just reminded the whole country why he runs the West. The Golden State Warriors fanbase is buzzing once again, and this time it's about a brand new target that has suddenly emerged on their radar. Reports are coming out that the Warriors are setting their sights on a free agent sharpshooter who could completely change the dynamic of their roster heading into this season. For a franchise that has lived and thrived off the three-point revolution, the idea of adding another elite shooter to complement Stephen Curry sounds almost unfair. But this is the kind of aggressive front office move that could swing the Warriors from just a playoff contender to a serious title threat again. Stick around, because this breaking update is not just about another name being tossed into the rumor mill, it's about the Warriors possibly securing the one thing that has defined their dynasty: shooting, and more shooting. Now, let's set the stage for why this news is so massive. The Warriors are at a crossroads. Steph Curry is still playing at an elite level, but he's not getting any younger. Draymond Green is fighting through injuries and his role is shifting as his offensive limitations become more glaring. Klay Thompson, the original sharpshooter alongside Steph, is no longer the same two-way sniper he once was, and his future with the franchise has been questioned all off-season long. Jordan Poole is gone. And while Jonathan Kuminga has shown flashes of brilliance, he's not the consistent perimeter threat that defenses are terrified of. So, what's missing from this puzzle? The Warriors need a floor spacer who can light it up from deep, someone who can take the scoring load off Curry, stretch defenses, and force teams to pick their poison all over again. That's exactly why this new sharpshooting free agent target is sending waves across Dub Nation. Imagine this: Steph Curry running off ball, defenders chasing him like their lives depend on it, and then suddenly another elite shooter flares out on the weak side, completely wide open. That's the nightmare scenario for defenses if the Warriors secure this target. The reports suggest that the front office has recognized the lack of consistent outside shooting beyond Curry, and they're ready to fix that. Over the past few seasons, the Warriors' offense has looked surprisingly stagnant when Curry isn't on the floor. Lineups collapse, spacing disappears, and teams suddenly dare Golden State to make shots. That's not the Warriors' brand of basketball we all know. This team became legendary because defenses could never breathe between Curry, Klay, and even role players like Harrison Barnes or Otto Porter Jr. There were shooters everywhere. The Warriors were at their best when opposing defenses couldn't decide who to leave open, because the answer was always the same: nobody. But fast forward to today, and Curry is often left carrying that shooting torch alone. That's where this new free agent target comes in. He's known around the league as a dead-eye shooter, someone who can hit from deep with consistency and confidence. He's not going to command a superstar salary, which makes him an ideal addition for a team that's already tight on the financial books. The Warriors need production without breaking the bank, and this sharpshooter represents exactly that: a high-value signing who can plug right into their system. And let's be honest, there's no better environment for a shooter to thrive in than Golden State. Playing alongside Curry, who bends defenses like no other player in NBA history, opens up clean looks that most shooters can only dream about. But it's not just about shooting numbers. This player fits the Warriors' culture. He moves well without the ball, knows how to cut, and plays within the flow of an offense instead of demanding isolation touches. That's key, because the Warriors' motion system thrives on ball movement, spacing, and trust. They don't need another ball-dominant guard, they need someone who can slide into the system seamlessly, catch and shoot, and make teams pay for overloading on Steph. And if you've watched the Warriors long enough, you know exactly how devastating that formula can be. Now, some fans might be asking, do the Warriors really need another shooter when they already have Curry? The answer is yes. Curry is the ultimate weapon, but he can't do it all by himself. Klay's regression has been tough to watch, and while he can still get hot on any given night, the Warriors can't rely on that streaky production anymore. Role players like Andrew Wiggins, Gary Payton II, and Moses Moody provide defense and hustle, but none of them strike fear into opponents as consistent three-point assassins. That's why this free agent makes so much sense. Adding him could reignite that old Warriors magic where defenses are stretched to the breaking point. The timing of this move is also important. The Warriors know the Western Conference is a battlefield. Teams like Denver, Minnesota, and Oklahoma City are young, big, and loaded. The Lakers and Clippers still have star power. And then there's Dallas and Phoenix, who both boast superstar duos capable of dropping 40 on any given night. If the Warriors want to compete, they can't afford to go into battle underarmed. They need a roster that maximizes Curry's brilliance, and that means surrounding him with guys who can punish defenses from the perimeter. Think about how dangerous the Warriors could become if they sign this player, and he slots into a second unit with Chris Paul, or even shares the floor with Steph in small ball lineups. Defenders would be forced to make impossible choices, double Steph and leave the sharpshooter open, or play Curry one-on-one and get torched. That's the type of offensive firepower Golden State is trying to rediscover, and this free agent is the key to unlocking it. What makes this rumor even more believable is the Warriors' recent track record of chasing shooters. Remember when they brought in Otto Porter Jr. during the 2022 title run? He wasn't a star, but he filled a massive role by knocking down timely threes and playing smart basketball. Or how about Nemanja Bjelica, who gave them another stretch option off the bench? The Warriors have always valued spacing, and their best seasons have come when they surrounded Steph with reliable shooters. This is simply the next step in that philosophy. Of course, there are questions. Will the Warriors have enough cap flexibility to get the deal done? Can this shooter hold his own defensively in the Warriors' switch-heavy scheme? Because while shooting is essential, Steve Kerr is not going to put anyone on the floor who can't defend at least competently. The Warriors' dynasty was built not just on their offense, but on their ability to turn defense into offense. That's where Draymond, Wiggins, and GP2 shine. So, the real question is whether this sharpshooter can do just enough defensively to earn consistent minutes. If he can, this signing could be a game changer. Warriors insiders are hinting that conversations are already happening, and fans are split. Some are worried that another shooter isn't enough to move the needle, that the team needs size and rebounding more than another perimeter weapon. Others are saying this is exactly the type of low-key move that could pay off big time, the way past Warriors role players have stepped up in the playoffs. And honestly, both sides make good points. The Warriors do need size, but they also desperately need shooting beyond Curry. The truth is, this free agent doesn't have to be a superstar, he just has to be good enough to shift the geometry of the court. And here's the scary part for the rest of the league. We've seen what happens when Steph Curry has another sniper by his side. Defenses collapse, spacing opens up, and suddenly the Warriors' ball movement looks like poetry in motion. It's death by 1,000 cuts, or in this case, death by 1,000 threes. So, Dub Nation, buckle up. This breaking update could be the start of another sneaky Warriors move that nobody saw coming. They may not have the money to chase the biggest names on the market, but sometimes it's the under-the-radar signings that make the biggest difference. This sharpshooter could be that missing piece, the spark that reignites the Warriors' offense and gives Steph the help he needs to chase another ring. At the end of the day, the Warriors have a simple mission: maximize Curry's remaining years. Every decision they make, every signing, every trade, it's all about giving Steph the best possible chance to win another championship. And if adding this free agent shooter helps them do that, then you can bet the front office is going to push hard to make it happen. This is a developing story, and as more details come out about negotiations and interest from other teams, we'll see just how realistic this signing becomes. But for now, one thing is clear: the Warriors are not standing still. They're making moves, and this latest target could be the one that changes everything. Dub Nation, what do you think? Is this sharpshooter the missing piece the Warriors need, or should they focus on size and defense instead? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this debate is going to heat up fast. One thing's for sure: the Warriors aren't done yet. They're plotting, they're preparing, and they might just be one signing away from turning the league upside down all over again.